What if I told you that one single coin, something you might have held in your hand as a kid, or maybe lost in your car's cup holder, could be worth more than a house down payment today? What if that old Washington quarter, sitting quietly in a forgotten drawer, isn't just pocket change, but a hidden American treasure? Every single day, new discoveries are shaking up the rare coin world. Forgotten quarters, ordinary-looking coins, suddenly surfacing at auctions and turning collectors into overnight legends. And right now, yes, right now, the market for rare Washington quarters is exploding across the United States like never before. In this video, we are diving deep into the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable Washington quarter dollar varieties that are changing the game in today's market. Coins that were once worth just 25 cents, now commanding jaw-dropping sums and rewriting history itself. But hold on, don't blink, because these aren't just any coins. Each one carries a story of mystery, minting errors, and pure historical gold in the form of silver. And if you think you might have one hiding somewhere in your home, well, by the end of this video, you just might be holding a ticket to a small fortune. So buckle up, coin hunters. This is Rare Coin News USA, where every episode uncovers the treasures buried in plain sight. Subscribe now if you haven't, because what I'm about to show you might just change how you look at your pocket change forever. Music swells. Cut to close-up of the first coin, slowly rotating under a spotlight. Coin number 1, the 1951 Washington quarter, no mint mark, black layer, old condition. Our first coin on this thrilling journey takes us all the way back to the early 1950s, a time when America was booming, cars were chrome and steel, and silver quarters jingled in nearly every pocket across the nation. But among those millions of coins, a few were struck in a way that defied time itself. This is the 1951 Washington quarter with no mint mark, a coin that has become one of the most mysterious and coveted pieces in American numismatic history. Now, at first glance, it looks like any other 1950s quarter, George Washington's proud portrait, that iconic eagle reverse, but this coin hides a deep secret beneath its silver skin. Some of these coins developed a distinctive black surface layer, a dark, almost haunting patina that time itself seems to have carved. For decades, collectors debated whether this layer came from a rare mint reaction, a unique silver-copper oxidation, or environmental preservation that occurred under exact and unrepeatable conditions. Let's talk history. Minted in Philadelphia. This coin carries no mint mark, which might seem ordinary. But in the 1951 production runs, subtle variations in plancher treatment and metal composition created an unintentional divide. A handful, these coins aged differently, forming that deep black layer that can't be replicated, not even artificially, with the same natural precision. Every serious collector knows that when a Washington quarter displays this natural blackened finish, untouched, uncleaned, and preserved in its original old condition, it's not just another coin, it's a phenomenon. And rarity? Oh, it is extreme. Out of the millions minted, only a microscopic fraction remain in the exact oxidized state authentic collectors crave. Most were cleaned, polished, or melted decades ago. Finding one in its pure, old-condition blackened form is like stumbling upon a relic lost to time, a genuine silver ghost from post-war America. Collectors chase this piece not just for its beauty, but for what it represents, a fleeting, accidental perfection, born from America's minting golden age. And every time one appears on the market, the bidding wars go wild. The demand is not cooling down. Just imagine a coin once passed through hands buying a soda or a comic book in 1951. Now protected behind museum-grade glass, insured like an artifact, and trading hands between high-end collectors across the United States. And the value? Well, let me tell you, brace yourself. The current verified market value of an authentic 1951 Washington quarter with no mint mark, black layer, in preserved old condition has soared to $110,000. Yes, you heard that right, $110,000 for a single quarter. That's not fantasy, that's today's market reality. And believe me when I say the value of this coin is climbing higher every year. Experts predict this treasure could double in value as more collectors realize how few authentic examples exist. This isn't pocket change anymore. It's a legacy of silver and history in your hands. So if you ever come across a 1951 quarter with no mint mark, don't clean it, don't polish it, don't even breathe on it too hard. Handle it with care, get it authenticated, and you might be looking at a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Always check the surface carefully under natural light. If the coin has that unmistakable dark, satin-like layer and no mint mark below Washington's bust, get it graded immediately by a trusted certification service. These coins command their price not just for rarity, but for authentic, untouched condition. And here's the truth every day. More of these treasures are being uncovered from forgotten boxes, estate sales, or dusty coin jars across the country. The market is hungry, collectors are watching, and every authentic find adds a spark to America's growing rare coin fever. Don't underestimate the power of history resting in your palm, because somewhere, hidden among ordinary coins, could be your own personal jackpot, a piece of America's silent treasure waiting to tell its story. Stay tuned, because up next, we will reveal another Washington quarter that is breaking records and setting new standards in collector demand. You won't believe what's coming next. And remember, Rare Coin News USA brings you the freshest, most trusted updates every single day. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell, and join our treasure hunting family. Because tomorrow's story might just make history. Just when you thought the 1951 treasure was unbelievable, hold on tight. Because this next quarter, minted 15 years later, has become one of the most puzzling, shocking, and fiercely hunted coins in America's modern coin collecting history. This is the 1966 Washington quarter dollar with no mint mark, known for its mysterious green dot formations, a coin that has left collectors scratching their heads and experts whispering in disbelief. Let's rewind to the mid-1960s, a turning point for American coinage. Silver was vanishing from United States. Coins? The mint was switching to clad compositions, trying to end the public hoarding of silver quarters. And right in the middle of that great transition came the 1966 quarter, struck without any mint mark, as part of the U.S. Mint's policy to discourage collectors during the coin shortage crisis. But among the millions of ordinary quarters struck that year, a microscopic handful came out different. Their surfaces carried tiny, distinctive green-toned dots, like nature itself left fingerprints on silver and copper. Now, at first, people thought it was corrosion. But serious collectors soon realized this wasn't decay. This was beauty born from chemistry. These coins developed their own natural, emerald-like oxidation, a tone and texture impossible to recreate artificially. That shimmering, green speckled surface, under certain light, looks almost alive. It tells a story of decades spent resting in circulation, traveling from hand to hand, jukebox to jukebox, store to store, and somehow surviving when others were melted or lost. The 1966 Washington quarter, without mint mark, was minted in Philadelphia, composed of a copper nickel clad around a pure copper core, the first generation of non-silver quarters. But what makes this variety so unique is the chemical transformation that occurred only on a few coins. Environmental reactions created those small, shimmering green patterns, setting them apart from all others. It's as if time itself signed its name on these coins' little emerald scars of history that refuse to fade. Collectors and grading experts now know that only a minuscule number of these green-dotted 1966 quarters exist in stable condition. Most have either lost their coloration or were cleaned away, destroying the natural beauty that makes them valuable. And here's the twist. These coins don't even need to be mint state. Even circulated condition examples, the ones that clearly show the original green dots, are commanding outrageous premiums on today's market. The demand is soaring. Auction platforms in the United States are witnessing collectors battle fiercely to secure one. Each time one appears, the bids climb higher because no one knows how many are truly left. Let that sink in for a moment. A 1966 quarter, the kind you might still find in change if you're unimaginably lucky, could be one of the rarest modern treasures hiding in plain sight. Now here's the moment you've been waiting for. Ready? The current verified market value of a 1966 Washington quarter with no mint mark, green dot formation, in circulated condition has now surged to $95,000. Yes, you heard that right. $95,000 for one coin that most people would never look at twice. And this isn't speculation, it's real. Certified sales and private collector trades confirm it. This coin's value is rising fast. The demand curve has tilted sharply upward in the last 2 years. Experts are calling it one of the modern-era sleeper coins that were ignored for decades, now waking up and changing hands for small fortunes. If you are a collector, this is your golden signal. Search your old change jars, check your coin folders, ask your grandparents, because one of these could still be out there, just waiting to be found. Never clean or scrub these coins. The natural green patina is the soul of its value. Keep it as is, untouched, unaltered. If you see those unmistakable green spots under light, and there is no mint mark below Washington's portrait, protect that coin immediately. Get it authenticated, because every year more collectors are realizing how unbelievably rare these pieces are. Coins like this are more than just money. They're living artifacts of America's history, frozen in metal, carrying 6 decades of stories in their worn edges. And to hold one is to hold a piece of time itself. The 1966 Washington quarter, with its mysterious green dots, proves one thing beyond doubt sometimes. The most extraordinary treasures don't shine the brightest. Sometimes they whisper their worth quietly, waiting for someone with an eye for rarity to finally listen. And we're only getting started. Coming up next, a Washington quarter that has stunned even veteran numismatists. Its story will leave you speechless. Stay locked in, treasure hunters, because here on Rare Coin News USA, we uncover the truth behind America's rarest coins every single day. Make sure to subscribe, because tomorrow's find might just be your miracle moment. And just when you think you've seen it all, a coin steps out from history's shadows and proves that true rarity still exists in the most unexpected places. This is the 1964 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark, cloaked in a natural black layer that makes even seasoned collectors stop and stare in awe. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter silver, old, worn, nothing unusual. But look closer, because what you're seeing isn't ordinary aging, it's the rare signature of a coin, born during one of the most turbulent transitions in the United States. Coinage history: 1964, the final year the United States Mint struck quarters in 90% silver. It was the end of an era. By 1965, silver was gone, replaced by copper-nickel cladding. But those last silver quarters from 1964 carried the weight of America's changing economy, its silver legacy, and for a select few, a touch of mystery. Among the millions produced in Philadelphia, where no mint mark was used, a handful developed a dark, haunting black toning over time. Collectors call it the shadow silver, and for good reason. It's not dirt, it's not corrosion. It's a natural oxidation layer, an extremely rare transformation that only forms under perfect environmental conditions, temperature, humidity, air chemistry, conditions that can't be artificially replicated. That black layer, when seen under a bright white light, gives the coin a mirror-like, ghostly gleam. It's almost as if silver itself is fighting to stay visible beneath time's cloak. The 1964 no-mint mark quarter was struck in solid silver, weighing 6.25 grams, with the bold portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the proud American eagle spreading its wings on the reverse. But only a few hundred, perhaps fewer, exhibit the deep black patina that defines this variety. Every collector dreams of finding one, but finding it in fine condition, still showing detail through that mysterious toning, is like unearthing buried treasure from the last breath of the Silver Age. And here's where things get even more intriguing. These coins weren't just toned by accident. Many experts believe they were stored for decades in specific paper rolls or metal containers that created the perfect chemical storm. In other words, this coin is a one-in-a-million survivor, a relic transformed by nature itself. Collectors who own one of these black-layered 1964 Washington quarters guard them like royal jewels. When one surfaces at auction, it's not just another sale, it's an event. Because every new discovery shakes the collector world and sends waves across the United States. Numismatic market. And if you think the prices from 1951 or 1966 quarters were unbelievable, wait for this. The current market value of a 1964 Washington quarter, without mint mark, with its natural black layer intact, in fine condition, stands at a jaw-dropping $112,000. Yes, $112,000. For a quarter, a coin that might have once bought a newspaper or a cup of coffee in 1964, now considered a priceless artifact of American minting history. And that's not hype, that's truth. This coin's value has soared over the past few years. Each sale resets the bar higher. The market knows it. Collectors know it. And those who hold these coins, they are sitting on treasure, not just currency. Experts are saying it outright. Coins like this are modern gold in disguise. The demand is white-hot. The supply is microscopic, and the appreciation curve isn't slowing down anytime soon. The smart collectors, the ones who think long-term, are watching this coin like a hawk, waiting for its next big price explosion. If you come across a 1964 Washington quarter with no mint mark, check it carefully under natural daylight. Look for that subtle, deep black tone, not oily, not smudged, but even and natural across the silver surface. If you see that, stop everything you are doing. Handle it gently by the edges, place it in a protective holder, and get it authenticated immediately. Do not attempt to clean or polish it. That is the quickest way to destroy its magic and its value. Because here's the truth. Every one of these coins tells a story of transformation. Born as ordinary silver, aged into art by time, and reborn as treasure. The 1964 no mint mark, black layer Washington quarter is more than a coin. It's a bridge between two worlds, the silver standard and the modern age. And for those who hold it, it's proof that hidden within the smallest details of history lies unimaginable wealth. So keep your eyes open, collectors. That old silver quarter hiding in a jar, darkened with age, might just be your ticket to a fortune. Because remember, treasure doesn't always shine. Sometimes it darkens with time, waiting for the right hands to uncover its worth. And we're not done yet. Coming up next, an unbelievable Washington quarter that's rewriting price records in the American market. The story behind it will send chills down your spine. Stay with us. This is Rare Coin News USA, where every episode uncovers real treasures from America's past. Don't forget to hit subscribe, because tomorrow's discovery might just be your destiny. You've seen the silver shadows of 1964, the emerald mysteries of 1966. But what if I told you that a coin from America's Bicentennial era, a simple quarter minted to celebrate freedom itself, could be hiding one of the rarest varieties ever discovered? This next treasure isn't from the distant past. It's from 1976. Yes, the 1976 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark. A coin that has stunned experts with its mysterious gray-dotted surface and its extraordinary collector value. Now, before we dive into why this coin is making headlines, let's set the scene. 1976, America was celebrating its 200th birthday. The air was electric with pride and nostalgia. Fireworks, parades, commemorative designs. The entire nation was honoring 2 centuries of independence. The Mint produced special quarters that year, some with the double date 1776 to 1976, and some in circulation strikes meant for everyday Americans. But deep in those regular production runs, something strange happened. Among the Philadelphia minted quarters, struck without any mint mark, a tiny number began to show gray-toned speckles across the surface. To the untrained eye, they might look like wear, but under magnification, collectors saw something else entirely. These weren't scratches or dirt. They were perfectly natural gray dots, a chemical and metallurgical phenomenon unlike anything else seen in modern United States. Coinage. Experts believe these gray dots formed due to an extremely rare reaction between the copper core and nickel cladding, a reaction influenced by environmental conditions unique to the mid-1970s. Some even suggest that small contaminations in the plancher metal caused the distinct patterning. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain: these coins are astonishingly rare. Now imagine this, a 1976 quarter that most people spent without a second thought, today being studied under microscopes, graded by top-tier certification services, and whispered about in collector circles. That's how unusual and valuable this coin has become. And here's the kicker: these aren't uncirculated museum pieces. The majority of these gray-dot 1976 quarters that have been authenticated are in fine circulated condition, yet their value still sends shockwaves across the collector world. It's a phenomenon, a perfect storm of history, chemistry, and pure chance, and the market has taken notice. Collectors are calling it the Grey Ghost Quarter, because once you see one, you will never forget it. Its color isn't bright like silver. It's subtle, almost smoky, like mist frozen on metal. Under soft light, those dots shimmer faintly, giving it an otherworldly depth. Now brace yourself. The current market value of an authentic 1976 Washington quarter without mint mark, with gray dot toning in fine condition, has risen to an astonishing $87,000. Yes, $87,000 for a single quarter that many Americans have handled and forgotten. And this isn't hype. This is happening right now. In recent months, collectors have gone head-to-head in fierce bidding wars, driving prices to new records. The U.S. rare coin market is in a fever pitch, and the 1976 gray-dotted variety is one of the biggest surprises of the decade. This isn't just value, this is momentum. Each verified sale sends shockwaves through coin forums and auction platforms as more and more collectors race to find one. And as supply stays microscopic and demand keeps growing, prices are poised to skyrocket further. If you ever come across a 1976 quarter with no mint mark, hold it up to the light and look carefully across the obverse and reverse. If you notice fine, naturally formed grey dots, not smudges or stains, but clean, even spots that seem baked into the metal, protect that coin immediately. Do not polish or clean it. That soft grey tone is the key to its value. Use gloves, seal it in a coin holder, and get it professionally graded. Because here's the truth, time isn't making more of these. Each discovery shrinks the unknown population. Every new authentication confirms what we already know. These coins are beyond rare. The 1976 No Mint Mark Grey Dart Washington Quarter is more than just a bicentennial keepsake. It's a silent relic of America's resilience and transition. It's proof that even in modern times, hidden treasures still exist, waiting quietly for the right hands to recognize them. Coins like this remind us that history doesn't just live in museums. It lives in our pockets, our drawers, and our forgotten coin jars. And sometimes, the smallest piece of metal carries the biggest story of all. So keep looking closely, collectors. Because one day, when you least expect it, that unassuming quarter in your change might turn out to be your very own grey ghost, and with it, a fortune beyond imagination. And stay tuned, because the final coin on our list will leave you speechless. A Washington quarter so rare, so extraordinary, that even experts can't agree on how many exist. Its story isn't just valuable, it's legendary. Don't blink, don't skip, because what comes next might just redefine the meaning of treasure. And remember, Rare Coin News USA is your daily source for fresh discoveries, market updates, and the truth behind America's hidden coin treasures. Hit that subscribe button, because tomorrow's revelation could change your life. As we reach the climax of today's hunt, we come face to face with a coin that even veteran collectors whisper about. A coin that stands as a symbol of survival, of mystery, of raw, untouched American history. This is the 1959 Washington Quarter with the D Mint mark, born from the Denver Mint, carrying not just silver in its veins, but a story as rare as the treasure itself. At first glance, it may seem like an ordinary coin, but the closer you look, the more it reveals. The surface bears a black and rusty-toned layer, a natural patina that has aged like an ancient relic. And for collectors, this is no flaw. It's the mark of authenticity, of time's passage, of untouched history. 1959 was a year of transition in American design. The Washington Quarter had already become a national icon. But deep inside the vaults of the Denver Mint, subtle changes in metal composition, humidity, and striking pressure created a handful of coins that would age unlike any others. Over the decades, their silver alloy reacted with air, moisture, and natural minerals, producing a unique black and rust-colored sheen that experts now recognize as the fingerprint of rarity. This patina is unlike the black layer seen on earlier quarters. It's deeper, more complex, the silver giving way to a dark metallic hue, streaked with warm, rusty tones that glimmer faintly under the light. Each coin is one of a kind, no two aged in exactly the same way. Collectors call this the burnt silver Denver ghost, because while most 1959 quarters have bright, polished silver surfaces, these rare D Mint survivors wear their age with pride like ancient armor that's seen it all. Now, let's talk history. The 1959 with D Washington Quarter was struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 6.25 grams. It was part of one of the most consistent minting years of the decade, yet these dark, rusty-toned pieces slipped through quietly, unnoticed for generations. For years, they passed hand to hand, coin to coin, quietly circulating through American life, paying for gas, soda, candy bars, groceries, until one day, collectors began noticing a strange phenomenon. Certain coins aged differently, and when they started examining these demint specimens, the truth hit. These weren't dirty coins. They were natural oxidized treasures, preserved by pure chance. Only a microscopic fraction of these 1959 with D quarters survived with their original black and rust layer intact. The rest, cleaned, melted, or simply lost to time. That's why when a genuine specimen appears on the market today, collectors go into overdrive. The demand for these coins has reached record highs. Private collectors, major dealers, even museums have entered the race to own one. And when the hammer falls at auction, the numbers speak for themselves. The current market value of an authentic 1959 D Washington quarter with its original black and rusty layer preserved in fine condition has climbed to an astonishing $120,000. Yes, $120,000 for a single quarter. And it's not just hype. This is fact recorded, confirmed, and rapidly rising. Experts predict that in the coming years, this coin could easily cross the six-figure barrier into the $150,000 range as more collectors realize how impossibly rare it truly is. This is no ordinary coin. This is treasure, pure and simple. A relic of silver, born in Denver, kissed by time, and transformed into a collector's masterpiece. If you ever come across a 1959 with a D quarter with dark, natural black or rusty hues, stop everything. Do not polish it. Do not clean it. The value is in the untouched surface, that layer of history that tells its story. Store it carefully, use gloves, and have it graded by a top-tier certification service like PCGS or NGC. Collectors will pay top dollars for authenticity, originality, and provenance. And that's the magic of coin collecting, isn't it? It's not about money, it's about mystery, discovery, and the thrill of uncovering a piece of the past that no one knew existed. The 1959 with D black and rusty layer Washington quarter is the perfect example of that miracle, how something so small can hold so much history, so much power, and yes, so much value. This isn't pocket change. This is legacy. This is art. This is America's treasure in metal form. And there you have it, 5 of the most extraordinary Washington quarter varieties in today's market. Each one more mysterious, more valuable, and more mesmerizing than the last. From the deep black tones of 1951 and 1964, to the emerald glow of 1966, the gray ghost of 1976, and the rusty beauty of 1959, these coins prove that treasures are still hiding in plain sight. So before you spend that old change in your pocket, look closer, because you might just be holding a piece of American history worth more than gold. And remember, here on Rare Coin News USA, we bring you fresh, real, and up-to-date discoveries every single day. Our mission is simple: to help you spot the treasures others overlook, and to keep you ahead in this fast-changing collector's world.